Hello everyone and welcome to Photochemistry Lecture 3. We have already finished with Photochemistry Lecture 1 and 2. Those who wish to watch the video can see the link provided in the description box. In the last two lectures, we have discussed about some of the basic concepts of photochemistry. Today we are going to discuss about Jablonski diagram. In the next lecture, we are going to learn about some organic photochemical reactions. Let's have a quick recap of lecture 1 and 2. Photochemical reactions are reactions which take place in the presence of light by absorption of light of suitable wavelength. Photochemical reactions are different from thermal reactions. We discussed that for a molecule to absorb light, the molecule should have a chromophore. When a molecule absorbs light, electronic transition takes place from a bonding molecular orbital to anti-bonding molecular orbital. Due to electronic transition, there can be two possible spin states. Singlet, the electron may retain its spin, and triplet, the electron may change its spin. Triplet state is more stable and has less energy than singlet state. We have also learned that according to the selection rules, singlet to singlet transition is an allowed transition, whereas singlet to triplet transition is a forbidden transition. But under certain conditions, singlet to triplet transition occur. We have also seen that how a photosensitizer plays an important role when the molecule undergoing photochemical reaction is unable to absorb light. Photochemical process involves two steps: primary process and secondary process. Most photochemical reactions have low or high quantum yield and does not obey Stark-Einstein law or law of photochemical equivalence. Before going to Jablonski diagram, let us understand some basic processes that can take place when a molecule is excited. Before absorbing light, the molecule has two paired electrons in ground singlet state, that is S0. After absorbing light, the molecule gets excited. Electronic transition occurs from ground singlet state S0 to excited singlet state S1 by absorption of energy. If the electron have sufficient energy, then it can go to higher energy states S2, S3 and so on. Note that here during transition, the spin state of the electron does not change, and so the spin multiplicity remains same, and this transition is called singlet to singlet transition, which is an allowed transition. But since the singlet state is unstable, the electron immediately wants to come back to ground state by releasing its excess energy either in the form of heat, which is known as non-radiating decay, or in the form of light, which is known as radiating decay or fluorescence. Another possibility is that the electron may change its spin and go to triplet state. This is known as singlet to triplet transition, which is a forbidden transition. But we have discussed in lecture 1 that under certain conditions, singlet to triplet transition occurs. Note that S0 to T1 transition does not occur, but S1 to T1 can occur because they have similar energy. We know Triplet state is more stable than singlet state and it is called a metastable state. The electron undergo photochemical reaction in this state, or it may come back to ground state by releasing excess energy either in the form of heat, which is called non-radiating decay, or in the form of light, which is called phosphorescence. Phosphorescence have longer lifetime than fluorescence. Fluorescent material stop glowing immediately when the radiation source is removed, but phosphorescent material continue to emit light for some time after. Having understood this, Jablonski diagram will become easy for you all. In Jablonski diagram, vertically various electronic levels are arranged in increasing order of energy, and horizontally the spin states are arranged in increasing order of spin multiplicity. The diagram shows various electronic and spin states of a molecule and the possible electronic transitions that can take place between them when the molecule is excited by light. Here various pathways A to K are discussed. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J and K. Let us discuss these pathways one by one. Pathway A represents electronic transition from S0 to S1. This is singlet to singlet transition, which is an allowed transition. Path B represents S0 to S2 transition. Now we know that singlet state is very unstable. So path C represents vibrational relaxation, where electron jumps from higher vibrational level to lower vibrational level. Path D represents internal conversion, when the transition occurs from higher electronic level to lower electronic level. Now the electron in the singlet state S1 would always like to return to S0 by releasing its excess energy either in the form of heat or light. Path E indicates non-radiating decay and path F indicates radiating decay or fluorescence. Now it may so happen that the electron may change its spin and undergo transition from S1 to T1. This is known as path, this is shown by path G, which is called inter-system crossing. Triplet state is more stable than singlet state, and so an excited electron can stay for some time here and then go back to S0 by releasing its excess energy either in the form of heat or light. Path H indicates non-radiating decay. Path I indicates radiating decay or phosphorescence. Another two possibilities for excited triplet electron are pathways J and K. All photochemical reactions takes place in triplet state, which is represented by pathway J, and K represents photosensitized reaction. All concepts that we have discussed in slide number 6 and 7 are jotted down point-wise in slide number 8, 9, 10, 11 for your better understanding. Here we come to the end of lecture 3. In summary, Jablonski diagram is widely used in fluorescence spectroscopy. The diagram shows various electronic and spin states of a molecule and the possible electronic transitions that can take place between them when the molecule is excited by light. In Jablonski diagram, vertically various electronic levels are arranged in increasing order of energy, and horizontally the spin states are arranged in increasing order of spin multiplicity. Here we have also learned about fluorescence and phosphorescence and many other processes. Phosphorescence have a longer lifetime than fluorescence. Fluorescent materials stop glowing immediately when the radiation source is removed, but phosphorescent material continue to emit light for some time after. That's all for today's lecture. Myself, Dr. Kakali Lahiri, signing off, and will be back soon with the next lecture. If you like my lecture, please subscribe it. Thank you and bye-bye.